Jesus here uses a particular Greek verb that is translated to watch numerous times in Mark 13. The meaning of this word, though, is not to be a passive spectator, but rather to be on the lookout. When your world falls apart, Jesus says, you don't need to worry. These events are not beyond God, who is working to bring forth new life. It's impossible to know how long the labor will last, but you can bet it'll be a difficult delivery. So Jesus says to keep watch, because this pain is the sign of new life that may already, even now, be breaking in. One way that Christians can follow Jesus' advice to keep watch is to wait for the literal second coming of Jesus, when all things will be made right at the end of time. Now, before you dismiss this as silly or superstitious, let me remind you that there's a long history of Christians doing exactly this kind of watching, and not just end times junkies. This view has long sustained Christians who've been stuck living on the bottom rungs of the ladder, yearning with froth and fever for a final end to all of the injustice and oppression that keeps pushing them down, down, down. It was the American slaves, not the masters, who sang, "My Lord, what a morning, when the stars begin to fall." Yet for many of us living in the 21st century, watching for Jesus to literally return at the end of time is rather easy work. It doesn't demand we do anything differently than those who aren't waiting and watching. So there is another way that we Christians can follow Jesus' encouragement here to keep watch in times like these. We can simply open our lives to the truth that just as the world is always ending, Christ is always coming again. We can begin to believe that there is a living God who can transform endings into beginnings and out of death can call forth new life. We can withdraw some of that energy that we're investing in worrying and reinvest it in watching. The stones that we have so carefully constructed will fall until not one is left on top of another. This is just the cold, hard truth. Hurricanes will wash away. Nations will crumble. Yes, even supposedly God-blessed ones. The ground beneath our feet is ever quaking, and I'm sorry to tell you, that's not going to change. The world is always ending, but Christ is always coming, and you'll miss the second part if you become too focused on the first.